This video we're talking about CSS image grayscale. Okay, so to start with that, we'll create our HTML basic structure. So inside our body element, we now add img, which is image element. Then we'll now put the location of we'll now put the path to our image, not this one, not CSS, talking about image folder. Then we're making use of this same image. Okay, then we'll now link this our external CSS file by doing link dot slash css dot style. Okay, our CSS is now linked, so we can now write the CSS code for our image for the grayscale. Okay, so to do that, we'll use a element selector to use this image. Then inside this image selector, we'll now use img selector. We'll now use inside this img selector. We'll now use first of all, I have to refer to make sure our image is showing here to be sure. Okay, so normal we'll set it. We'll set the width. We'll set the width. Not outside but inside the block declaration. Okay, we'll say max width. We set the max width to 100% so that the image will be responsive. Okay, so we'll say 100%. Yeah, percentage. So the image will be responsive. You can see the image now. Okay, now the next thing we're going to use filter. We use filter. This filter will make use of. Okay, you can see it in the drop down list, grayscale. So this grayscale, you can see without adding any value, without adding any value to the argument. This grayscale is a value of filter on itself. Then the value itself have a parameter where it accepts arguments. Okay, so inside this our value parameter, let's add number, and the number will use percentage we increase it by percentage. Okay, let's put a percentage sign first. Then we'll start with 1%. 1% does not have any effect. How about 2%? No effect. 3, 4, 5. How about let's screen and do 10. Let's jump to 10. No effect. Let's say 15%. Yeah, you can see it's changing now. It's changing now. Even from 2%, it's changing, but is at very little. It's not noticeable. So now this 15% is visible. Okay, let me remove. So you notice the difference. You can see that. Let's return that for 15. You can notice the difference. There's difference in the color. Okay, let me also add. Let me make it 25. So let me see what it will give us. It's becoming more darker. How about 29? Okay, you see you see the image is changing. Let's make it 50%. You can see how the image looks now. How about 70? Let's do 70. You can see this one is very visible. Okay, how about 100%, which is the max? I think 100 should be maximum or something like that. See 100. What if I do? Can it accept more than 100? How about 120%? Yeah, it's even more. Let's do 200%. Yeah, you can see the image. Look, this is the effect of grayscale value or filter property to an image. So this is how to do a grayscale to an image in CSS. Okay, so even this, if you don't want to use external CSS, but it's always advised to use external CSS. This is a recommended practice. It's the best practice. So if you don't want to use external CSS, you can just copy this cut it. Let's cut it. Okay, let's even close the CSS. Okay, then we are now having only HTML. Then remove this link. Can remove this link. Then we can now put it as an internal. Let's say style To do that, use style. Inside the style, then you now paste that the code that you write in our external CSS, which we have closed. You now put it in your Control V. You can see it will still give you the same effect. Okay, this style, this one is if you want to use internal CSS. Okay, so that is it for CSS image grayscale. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.